Here is a tour of the Discovery Princess, which is one of Princess's newest ships in 2024. This vessel was built in 2022, has 1,834 cabins on 10 decks, and it also has a passenger capacity of up to 4,402 passengers. And like I do for every ship tour video, I will take you through every deck, starting at the very top and working my way down to the bottom deck, going from forward to aft. So for this, we'll begin with deck 19, the Vista deck. This deck can only be located at the aft part of the ship. It is also the smallest deck on the ship, which fittingly enough has an area called the Greens for miniature golf. Deck 18, the Sky deck, has an adults-only area called the Sanctuary at the very front of the ship, which requires an additional fee. Working our way aft will take us to a jogging track and the center court, which I mainly noticed was used for basketball playing during the cruise. Deck 17, the Sun deck, has staterooms at the very front and some additional staterooms that surround the retreat pool, which is part of the sanctuary. Moving aft is a deck that takes us to a teen and youth center as well as a fitness center. And directly behind the fitness center is an outdoor deck that, ironically enough, was a designated smoking area. Deck 16, the Lido deck, has staterooms at the very front of the ship. And behind these staterooms, you will find an outdoor sea walk deck with several dining options called the Salty Dog Grill, Slice, and there was also the Mixed Bar. This deck also has access to the ship's main pools, hot tubs, the Sea View Bar, and Swirls Ice Cream, which is also where you'll go to get your popcorn for when you're watching the movies Under the Stars. Continuing aft will bring us to the World Fresh Marketplace, which is a buffet restaurant that serves breakfast, lunch, dinner, and much more. At the very aft of the ship is another outdoor area with plenty of tables, the Wakeview Bar, and the Wakeview Pool. Decks 15 through 8 are all staterooms, with the exception of Deck 13, as there is no Deck 13 for superstitious reasons. Speaking of staterooms, here's what our mini suite stateroom looked like, which was located on Deck 11, the Baja deck. And as we were cruising with family members, we had a second adjoining stateroom, which can be denoted on the deck plan with this particular symbol right here. Deck 7, the promenade deck, has the upper level entrance to the Princess Theater at the very front of the ship. The shops of Princess are directly behind that. And at midship, you will find an area with specialty restaurants that surround the upper level of the ship's atrium called the Piazza. Continuing aft brings us to the Princess Live. This is a theater that doubles as an entertainment area as well as a meeting place. Behind that is the Crown Grill Specialty Steakhouse Restaurant and the Crown Grill Bar. At the very aft of the ship is yet another entertainment area with a stage and a dance floor called Vista Lounge. And outside the Vista Lounge is access to another small deck which will lead you right to the back of the vessel. Deck 6, the Fiesta deck, has the lower level entrance to the Princess Theater. Right behind that is the Take 5 Lounge, which was mainly used as a jazz lounge during our cruise. They also had a bar that served specialty drinks during our voyage. Right next to the lounge is the Princess Casino, which took up considerably more floor space. At the midship section, you will find more shops, the photo gallery, and a fine arts gallery on the port side of the ship. And on the starboard side is the crewner's lounge. There is also another specialty restaurant called the Ocean Terrace Seafood Bar. And all of this surrounds the second level of the atrium. Right behind that second level of the atrium is our first main dining room, called Skagway. Now there's also another main dining area on deck 6 that's called the Catch-A-Can. But because there's a massive kitchen in between them, there is no access straight through, and you literally have to go up a level to deck 7 and then go right back down to deck 6 on the very aft of the ship to be able to enter the Catch-A-Can dining room. Deck 5, the Plaza deck, has the Lotus Spa up front with a nice size hydrotherapy area. Moving aft takes us to guest services and the shore excursion desks. As well as Sabatini's Trattoria, which is a specialty Italian restaurant. Right behind this is the main level of the Piazza Atrium that is surrounded by various cafes and probably some of the best gelato that I have ever tasted. And finally, at the very aft of the ship is our last main dining room, called the Juno Dining Room. Deck 4 is the very last deck on this ship, and oddly enough, it's called the Gala Deck, considering that it has access to the ship's medical center. Additionally, this deck will be used for access to the tender boats for those ports that have no docks. Well, that's a tour of the Discovery Princess, which sailed from the port of Los Angeles to Mexico. Now, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please consider clicking the like button, which helps get this content out to others that might also be interested in the ship. Also, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted to any new video that I post in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.